Chapter 8, Example 2. Suppose we open a pizza place, selling our plain pizza for $8 and adding $1.50 per topping. Create a scatter plot graphing cost of pizza against the number of toppings. So we're going to start by just creating a quick scatter plot here. My explanatory variable is the number of toppings. And the response variable will be the cost. So I'm going to set up an axis here. We'll put a title in, which is pizza cost by toppings. Okay. Let's go to 5 toppings. That seems like a good enough place to start. So I'm going to have 1, 2, we don't have to go very far there on the x-axis, but we do want to try and space those as even as we can. Now we can't just start at 0 or at 8 on our graph. We need to start at 0 and work all the way up to make the graph accurate. So on our x-axis we have toppings. And on our y-axis we're going to have cost in dollars. So let's put this in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Trying to keep that as even as I can. It's not going to be perfect, but we'll be able to get the idea. If you were doing this for a project or something, I'd recommend you use grid paper so everything's counted out evenly, or you can use a ruler and measure it out. So if there's 0 toppings, we know the pizza is going to be $8. And you add $1.50 for every topping. So it would be $9.50 for 1 topping. It would be $11 for 2 toppings. $12.50 for 3 toppings. I think my spacing's off a little bit there, but we'll kind of fix that. There we go. $14 for 4 toppings, and $5.50 for 5 toppings. If you notice, this is a straight line, and it should be. They all cost the same. We're starting at 8. The equation is basically 8 plus 1.5 times the number of toppings. So, what is the correlation in this data? Is there any variation in our model? No, we can make an exact straight line through this. This is linear equation, exactly how it looks. So what is your correlation for the data? The correlation for the data is 1. So the correlation for the scatter plot this scatter plot is 1 because this is a linear relationship. Okay? All the data is in a straight line. Okay? Now we have one last question down here. Which statement correctly describes the situation? The number of toppings explains 100% of the cost of the pizza. The difference in number of toppings explains 100% of the variation in cost. So let's look back up here. 100% of the cost. So if we're saying A, the number of toppings explains 100% of the cost, we're saying that all of the cost is accounted for by toppings. And is that true? Does the first topping cost $9.50? Well, no. The basic cost of a pizza is $8. Then $1.50 for each topping. So the toppings do not determine all of the cost. The difference in number of toppings explain the variation. Now, the base cost is $8, but any variation we have from that $8 is accounted for only by the toppings. There's no other item affecting the cost. So B is our answer.